Hello and welcome to day 4 of our mindfulness groups for remote learning. I'm so glad that you were able to check in today. In fact, I think today is going to be one of those days that is super important for people to check in because we are hitting the beginning of, I think, of our 4th week in social distancing. And this is, I believe, the start of our 3rd week in remote learning or e-learning. And I think tensions might be getting a little high. The newness and the novelty, I guess, of the idea of social distancing and staying home is probably wearing out a little bit. The games and the virtual meetings and um, the knowing that you don't have to go to school for those students and maybe teachers is now not so new. And we might be recognizing that our patience level is depleting a little bit. Our energy to try new things, make big dinners for our families every day could be depleting a little bit. Um, we could be running into stuff like that, and that would be definitely normal, but also something definitely important to be completely aware of. Self-awareness during this time is essential because how we feel and how we are handling things is going to impact how we behave and react towards others. So if we can continue to look at self-care and self-love and self-kindness and forgiveness to ourselves and just really do everything in a compassionate way, the hope is that you will be able to look upon others in the same way, because we all are doing something different. We're all living our own truth. We are all living our own reality. Sometimes we like to compare ourselves to each other, and we really can't do that because it's like comparing apples and oranges. No one really knows what I'm going through, just like I really don't know what my best friend is going through. She lives out in Manuka and she has her 4 kids and she has her own stuff going on. And so, like, there's no way of comparing, even with sometimes the closest people that you might talk to and have done things with on a regular basis before all of this. So, really zoning in on getting to know who you are during this time, like this 4th week in social distancing and 3rd week in remote learning, is going to be so extremely important. So, how do we do this? Well, we definitely need to kind of take a look at our own self care model. What are we doing? What are we surrounding ourselves with? Because remember, whatever we put our mind to, whatever we give the most attention to, makes that get stronger. So if we're basing a lot of what we're doing and we're watching the news 24/7 and we're basing a lot of what we're doing around fear or negativity, then that's what we're actually building and making stronger. And I'm not thinking that that might be the greatest thing for us to be doing right now. That doesn't mean we shouldn't check in. We just need to be aware of what we're putting into our brain on the most regular basis. Um, so, what can we do during this time? Well, we have to be cognizant of those around us. So, when we choose to go for a walk, getting out in nature of any kind is amazing for me, and it really is amazing for most people. And so getting out and walking in grass, or um, walking amongst trees, just something, getting fresh air, looking up at the beautiful clouds today because they are pretty cool. They're not so fluffy but fluffy, so that's nice. You might be able to see them in my reflection in my window. um, like getting out and just recognizing Mother Nature is huge. Um, Finding silly videos, maybe such as the cute one I saw today, which was the goat, like baby goats. They were just adorable. I was never a goat fan growing up, and I lived on a farm, but but these baby goats were super cute, super, super cute. Or the celebrity lip sync, I watched for the first time, and I was rolling. It was so fun. I mean, finding ways to laugh is like the best medicine ever. Or to get up and dance, finding ways to get up and dance and find a good fun song. I think Footloose came on one of the social media sites, and um, and someone did a great editing job on it. And first of all, I loved the edit, but second of all, that song made me want to get up and dance. So again, finding ways for self-care and self-love and kindness and fun is super important. Journaling, we're going to talk about that a little bit more, I think is an important self-care tool, because we have a tendency to overthink things. If anyone knows me, I have a tendency to overthink, but overthink things and think things and become like obsessed sometimes over certain stuff because we don't want to forget it. We don't want to forget the way something made us feel, but then it makes us sad, or we don't want to forget that that was a really important concept that you just heard on the news, but you don't want to forget it. Well, write it down. Write it down so that you don't have to always think about it, because I'm going to give you permission, and you just need to give yourself permission that once it's written down, you can let it go. Once it's written down, let it go. Like, it is written down. You have a place to go back to remember that or to reference that. And it lessens the busyness in your mind that you can sit down and let it go. Um, it's so powerful to do. Now, when journaling, I'm not saying that you have to be like when you were 16, where, if you did, and I didn't do this, but so many people took journals and wrote down their hopes and dreams and who they loved and who they hated, and, what was the gift they wanted for their birthday, and they would write everything down, their hopes, their dreams, their secrets. Well, you can do that. You can definitely do that. But maybe use this time as a place to just journal your thoughts and your feelings, and validate them and allow them to not be forgotten, and to provide them with a place of worth and a place of importance. And once you write them down, they're there, and then you can kind of let it go, and then become back in the present in hopes that you will be able to appreciate and experience some other things in life, and hopefully they're amazing and wonderful and good. So we're going to do a meditation of journaling. So if you don't feel like doing the meditation of journaling, you do not have to. You can just meditate and be at peace with yourself, and maybe even answer the questions that I'm going to be offering you as kind of like sentence starters or topic starters for that journal. I don't want the journal to be something that is really like you really have to intensely think about, because it's just for the present moment. It's just what comes to your mind when you hear this question or idea, and go with it and just write it down. And don't question yourself. Please don't judge yourself, because these are just thoughts. They're okay, but you're starting that process of thinking, writing down, and leaving. And you can always go back to it because it's written down, but it's thinking, writing it down and labeling it, and leaving, so that you can leave more room for positivity. Because remember, what we pay attention to, the most we make stronger. And don't we want to make this positivity the most strong thing that you can do in your life? Because positivity is not always getting what you want. It is knowing that whatever's going to happen in your life will be okay. Things will be okay eventually. Okay. So go ahead, and if you choose not to journal, that's fine. Just get yourselves comfortable like you've been doing over the last 4 times or 3 times, and this being the 4th. And I'm going to share a screen with you just because it's easier to do this than having you look at me all the time. I just want you to be able to look at a screen, and if you're journaling, have the ability to always go back to something beautiful. This was in Colorado. And it was such a gorgeous and beautiful day. So it's wonderful to think about and visualize. And we'll do a visual, maybe we'll do a visualization meditation later this week. So go ahead and get yourselves comfortable. If you have a writing utensil and paper in hand, that's great. If you don't, that is okay too. Just be ready to answer those questions in your mind. Take a large deep breath in, exhale out. Take a large deep inhale in, exhale out. Your first question for your journal: what is your favorite color? And what can you tag that color to? So right now, my favorite color at this very moment is blue. Blue skies, blue water, blue pillows, blue raspberry flavored popcorn. Those remind me of blue right now. Let's take a large deep breath. And on the exhale, think about what makes you smile. Funny memes, baby goat videos, my nephew's going crazy. What makes you smile today? What makes you feel fear today? Or is there anything that you fear today? Take a large deep breath, and on that exhale, think about it and then write it. Don't give it much time. Just let it be put on the paper, and then know that it's going to be left there. But you know that that fear is being acknowledged, and that you're not feeling it's less important than anything else. You're just going to leave it there. Take a large deep breath. Exhale. Now, self-care is so important right now, and it's probably the only thing you can truly can control. So what are some of those things that you can do for self-care, or that you feel as if you really just, the only things you have control over? Like, you know what? I only have control over what I wear today. So I'm going to make sure that I feel good, feel comfortable, look good, whatever. What can you control? And what can you do for self-care? I always go on a 2 to 3 mile hike with my dog and ensure that I am complying with the social distancing. So when I see people, I walk away, but I'm trying to be responsible at the same time. Um, Maybe buying a karaoke machine so my kids and I can do like the celebrity sing along and make it. It really, it could be quite humorous. But I think that would be something of fun and self care. Maybe finding time to draw. Maybe just find more time to journal, or getting a journal or getting some paper, so that when you have those fearful thoughts, you can write them down and say, you know what, I'm just going to leave them there because I don't want to give them power. I don't want to give them strength. Take a large deep breath in. And lastly, what is your mantra or your intention for the day? Try to find something positive that can help you go back to your visual anchor. We know that the breath is like our attention anchor to become mindful and present, but maybe you can come up with something like, I'm doing the best I can, or today just feels like it's going to be a good day, or I am enough, I am grateful, I love life. Just something that resonates with you that can motivate you to reconnect with yourself. Allow yourself to come back to your self awareness and understanding, because it's those check ins that are going to help you be more kind, compassionate, forgiving, understanding to those around you. So when you go to the grocery store, you don't get so frustrated, or you see something on the news, you don't get so frustrated. Because remember, we all have our own story going on. There is absolutely no way we can compare ourselves to anyone else, because this is our journey. This is our own journey. And we have to remember that. So the best that we can do is tune into ourselves, allow our mind to strengthen the ideas and concepts that we allow it to, which are hopefully more positive and productive and proactive. And even if they're not, and you catch yourself, be forgiving. Give yourself some love and compassion, and know that at any point, stopping, letting the negativity go for now, and intentionally looking for the positive, um, is a really good self-care move, especially during this heightened time and this time of challenge. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of today. Um, and I really hope that you have a beautiful and joyous day today to the best of your ability. And we will see you again. Take care.